Hi, I'm Chandrasekhar Gupta and we are discussing programming concepts. If you are a class monitor before or if you are not, I want you to be one right now. Just think of a situation where your faculty addresses you to collect all the relevant information of all the students. You have to take all the details and you have to group them accordingly. And if required, you need to extract the required details also. So, what can you do? If you are a computer programmer, you can do it smartly. You can take a data structure, which is a structure which actually groups all the relevant information. That can group information of any kind. And whenever you have completed storing all the information using structures, you can extract any required field of data from it with the help of unions. Just think of a situation, of the same situation. You have collected the information of all the students and you have grouped it with the help of structures. Now, you want to get the phone number of a specific student. What can you do? You just knew the name of the student, or in some cases, you knew only the registration number of the student, but you want his phone number. In this case, when you are not sure of which data type or which information has to be processed further, you tend to use unions. So, structures and unions are two data structures that come in handy when we are dealing with any real world scenario. Let's have a look. So, generally, structures are used to group relevant information. In this case, you are the legislative member of the parliament or something and you are trying to keep track of all the details of people. It generally has their name, address, phone number, their Aadhaar card, and all of these, right? Now, as we have discussed, structure is used to group them. Let's see how a structure will be defined. You can define the structure with struct keyword followed by, let's say you are keeping track of the details. So, details. This is the name of the structure. After this, you need to keep track of all of these details with the help of respective variables. I am declaring a character array for storing the name. Their address can also be stored in string, probably. Their phone number or even their Aadhaar card. You need to understand, for the representation I have used long int and long int, but in the practical scenarios when you are trying to store the phone number and Aadhaar card details, you tend to use strings as well. This can be a small piece of information which can be useful to you, but let's try to shift our focus back to the structures. As we have discussed, this is the way to declare a structure. Now, I have declared a structure. Now, after declaring a structure, it actually groups all the information and even the memory allocation will be happening in the same way. If you see at the memory allocation of the structure, it will store the memory for all of it. Suppose if it requires 50 characters for the name, first 50 characters for storing the name will be allocated and address 100 characters, probably phone number 50 characters and so on. So, if this memory will be allocated when an object to the structure was created, and it can be created as follows. I write the name of the structure followed by, let's say, D. Now D is the object. Whenever the object has been declared, memory will be allocated and the memory will be equivalent to the total size of this. Let's say this is of 10 bytes and this is of 20 bytes just for representation purpose. Then the total memory is character name needs 50 characters, address need 100 characters and this requires 10 and 20 for example. Then the total memory 150, 160, 180 bytes will be allocated whenever an object is created for a structure.